Welcome, everyone. I know many of you are here to relax and fall asleep. So let's start by getting comfortable. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the tension from the day slip away, whether you're listening from your bed or a cozy corner. I'm here to guide you into a world of gentle chills and eerie tales to help you drift off. Before we begin, feel free to comment where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know. Now, just relax, let your mind wander, and let's get started with tonight's story. Behind the mask, chapter breakdown Alex Turner drummed her fingers against the desk, staring at the police report on her computer screen. 3 disappearances in the past month. No bodies, no evidence, no witnesses. The cursor blinked at the end of her half-written article for the Daily Chronicle. Her phone buzzed. Detective Martinez's name flashed on the screen. Please tell me you have something. Alex grabbed her notepad. Another one. 4th victim. Sarah Chun, 26. Her roommate reported her missing this morning. Martinez's voice crackled through the speaker. Alex's pen scratched across the paper. Same pattern. Left her phone, wallet, keys. No sign of forced entry. Everything in place just gone. I'll be there in 20. Alex grabbed her jacket off the back of her chair. The apartment building loomed over the busy street. Its red brick facade a stark contrast to the modern glass structure surrounding it. Yellow police tape stretched across the doorway of apartment 4B. Inside, family photos lined the walls. Sarah Chen's smiling face frozen in time. Ms. Turner. Detective Martinez nodded toward her. Dark circles rimmed his eyes. 3rd floor's clear. CSI found nothing, just like the others. Sarah's roommate, Emma, sat on the couch, hands wrapped around an untouched cup of coffee. Her mascara had left black trails down her cheeks. When did you last see her? Alex pulled up a chair. Yesterday morning. She worked from home, had a meeting at 10. I left for work, came back at 6, and... Emma's voice cracked. Her laptop was still on, coffee half finished. Like she just vanished. Alex jotted down notes. Did Sarah mention anything unusual? Anyone following her? Strange calls? No, nothing. She was happy, busy with work, spent most of her free time online. Online, Alex looked up from her notepad. Yeah, some forum she was always on. Called herself Stargazer 22 or something. Martinez's radio crackled. He stepped away to answer it. Back at her desk, Alex pulled up the previous victims' files. James Miller, 34. Maria Santos, 29. David Park, 31. All vanished without a trace over the past month. She dialed James Miller's sister, Mrs. Henderson. Alex Turner from the Daily Chronicle. I'm following up on your brother's case. A heavy sigh came through the line. Have they found anything? Not yet. I wanted to ask, did your brother spend much time online? All the time. He was always on this forum, talking about, I don't know, weird stuff, urban legends, conspiracies. It worries me sometimes. Alex sat up straighter. Do you remember the name of the forum? Something about shadows or darkness. I saw it on his screen once. 3 hours and 2 more phone calls later, Alex stared at her screen. Each victim had been active on darkcorners.net, a forum dedicated to paranormal phenomena and unexplained mysteries. She clicked through their profiles. Stargazer 22, Night Wanderer, Shadow Seeker, and Dream Diver 88. All had posted within 24 hours of their disappearances. Her phone rang again. Martinez got the tech report from Sarah Chen's laptop. Last site visited before she vanished -- darkcorners.net. Alex cut in. Silence on the other end. How did you dash? All 4 victims were active users. Different usernames, but same forum. They were all posting about. Alex scrolled through the threads. Something called the Midnight Game. Jesus. Martinez exhaled. I'll get cyber on it. Don't publish anything yet. Last thing we need is panic. Alex hung up and created an account on darkcorners.net. The forum's black background made her eyes hurt as she scrolled through recent posts. Hundreds of users discussing supernatural encounters, sharing stories, debating urban legends. And there, in a thread titled The Midnight Game, Real Experiences Only, she found them. All 4 victims had commented, describing their plans to try some kind of ritual. Their last post remained unanswered, lost in the endless scroll of digital conversations. A new message popped up in her inbox. Username, Game Master. Looking for answers, Ms. Turner? Be careful what you wish for. Alex's fingers hovered over the keyboard. The cursor blinked, waiting. Alex created a generic username, Truthseeker447, and began exploring dark corners. Net. The forum's layout resembled something from the early 2000s, with basic HTML and minimal graphics. Thread after thread detailed supposed encounters with supernatural entities, government cover-ups, and alien sightings. She clicked on the Active Users tab. Over 300 people browsing right now. A notification popped up. Game Master again. I see you're getting comfortable. Why don't you introduce yourself? Alex ignored the message and dove into the political subforum. Users argued about shadow governments and corporate conspiracies. One thread caught her eye. The elite's secret network proof. The original post came from The Mask. You sheep keep bleating about politicians and COs. The real players never show their faces. They walk among us, wearing human skin. Want proof? Count the missing. Connect the dots. Responses flooded the thread. Here we go again with your cryptic BS. The Mask knows things. Remember the bank scandal prediction. Stop feeding the troll. Alex scrolled through The Mask's post history. Hundreds of comments, each more enigmatic than the last. But between the riddles and metaphors, patterns emerged. References to disappearances dating back years. Mentions of midnight rituals. Links to news articles about missing persons cases across the country. She opened a new thread, looking for info on recent disappearances in Boston area. Within minutes, replies appeared. Another journalist fishing for stories? Check the Midnight Game thread. Spooky stuff. Don't waste your time. Cops won't find anything. The Mask's response appeared at the bottom. The curious cat should know better. Some doors stay closed for a reason. Alex typed back. Why not help me open them? Private messages flooded her inbox. Nido99. Be careful with the Mask. Users who challenge them tend to vanish. Shadow Watcher. I knew Sarah Chun. She started asking questions too. Stranger Things 365. The Mask showed up 6 months ago. Things got weird after that. Alex created a spreadsheet documenting the Mask's posting patterns. They never posted between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Their writing style shifted subtly throughout the day, suggesting multiple people sharing the account. A new thread appeared. The truth behind the Mask's a warning. The Mask had posted a series of images, city surveillance photos, each showing a person in a crowd. Red circles highlighted their faces. Alex recognized Sarah Chun in one of them, taken days before her disappearance. She downloaded the images, ran them through a reverse image search. Nothing. These weren't public photos. Her phone rang. Martinez. Tech team found something. All 4 victims received private messages from someone called the Mask. Last message to each was coordinates. Alex's screen flickered. A new private message. The Mask. Journalists should stick to reporting facts, not chasing shadows. Your predecessor learned that lesson. My predecessor? The Mask. Robert Chun. Daily Chronicle. 2019. Ring any bells? Alex's hands froze over the keyboard. Robert Chun had covered the conspiracy beat before her. Disappeared while investigating a story. His case remained unsolved. She typed, what happened to him? The Mask. Same thing that happens to all curious cats. They find their answers. Other users joined the conversation. Digital Phantom. I remember Chen's articles. He was onto something big. Truth Warrior. The mask showed up right after Chen vanished. Cipher Breaker. Anyone notice how the mask writes exactly like Chen used to? The mask's response came instantly. Careful with those accusations. Words have consequences. Cipher Breaker's account went dark mid-conversation. Alex messaged Nidal99. Need everything you have on Robert Chen. Meeting in person only. Tomorrow, midnight. Send your number if interested. She hesitated, then sent her contact info. The mask posted again. Midnight meetings lead to midnight games. Choose wisely. Truth Seeker 447. Alex downloaded the forum's archive, searching for Chen's old posts. His writing style matched the mask perfectly. Same punctuation patterns, same rhetorical devices. A new thread appeared at the top of the forum. The midnight game, new players welcome. The mask had posted a single line. Some seek truth, others become it. Below, users debated. It's happening again. Just like last month. Don't fall for it. Alex clicked on the mask's username, but the profile had vanished. All their posts remained, but the account showed as. Her inbox pinged. One final message from Game Master. Time to pick a side, Ms. Turner. Observer or participant? The cursor blinked, waiting for her response. Alex's phone buzzed at 3 a.m. A new message from the mask lit up her screen. The truth lies beneath the surface. Follow the white rabbit down Corporate Lane. Suite 713. The door only opens at midnight. She sat up in bed, heart racing. Corporate Lane housed dozens of office buildings. The message continued. Sarah Chen knew. Robert Chen knew. The missing pieces complete the puzzle. Each disappearance marks a point on the map. Connect them. Alex pulled up Google Maps, plotting the last known locations of the victims. The points formed a perfect pentagon across the city. Her laptop chimed. A new email from an anonymous sender contained a video file. The footage showed grainy security camera feed of an empty office hallway. A figure in a white mask walked past, carrying a briefcase. The timestamp read 11:58 p.m. Getting warmer, Ms. Turner. The pieces are there, but can you solve it before they solve you? She grabbed her coat and keys. The streets felt different at night. Shadows stretched longer, darker. A black sedan followed 3 cars behind. When she turned, it turned. When she stopped, it stopped. Her phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Static crackled. A distorted voice spoke. Look in your rear-view mirror. The sedan was gone. Back at her apartment, more messages waited. The first victim worked at Meridian Corp. Second floor, cubicle 23B. Check the drawer. Chen's last article draft never made it to print. Ask your editor about Project Eclipse. The missing share more than an online forum. Check their medical records. Alex called Martinez. I need access to the victim's medical files. That's confidential dash. They all had the same doctor. Somerset Medical Group. Silence on the line. How did you know that? Martinez asked. The mask told me. She hung up and opened her laptop. The screen flickered, showing a command prompt she hadn't opened. Accessing system. Downloading files. Hello, Alex, her cursor moved on its own. Typing. The truth is watching the webcam light blinked on. She slammed the laptop shut. Her phone screen lit up with a new message. Getting closer. They're watching you now, like they watched the others. Movement caught her eye. A shadow passed her window, 13 stories up. Her doorbell rang. The peephole showed an empty hallway. Another message. Don't trust what you see. Reality wears many masks. She checked her security camera app. The hallway footage showed a figure in a white mask standing at her door, but the peephole still showed nothing. Her phone exploded with messages from forum users. Nidal99, they're coming for you next. Shadow Watcher, get out now. Stranger Things 365. Don't look behind you. The lights flickered. Her TV turned on by itself, displaying static. Through the white noise, a pattern emerged coordinates. The mask sent another message. Each victim received similar coordinates. Each followed them. Each found what they were looking for. Will you? Alex checked her door camera again. The masked figure had vanished. New message. The game begins at midnight. Suite 713 awaits. Choose wisely. She pulled up the victims' social media accounts. In each one, their last posted photo showed the same location, Corporate Lane. Her printer whirred to life, spitting out pages she hadn't sent. Each sheet contained a single word. Midnight Mass Truth watching choose the words formed in acrostic poem, spelling out a message vertically. Her phone buzzed again. The others played their parts. Now it's your turn. The stage is set. She looked out her window. Across the street, every office light in the building spelled out 713. When she blinked, the lights returned to normal. Her security system chimed. Motion detected in the kitchen. The camera feed showed empty rooms, but footsteps echoed through her apartment. Another message from the mask. Time runs out. The truth doesn't wait. Neither do they. Alex's hand shook as she typed. Who are they? The ones who wear the masks. The ones who took Chin. The ones watching you type this message. Her webcam light blinked again. The cursor moved on its own. We see Alex's phone lit up with a news alert. Local business owner Janet Myers missing. Last seen downtown. Her coffee mug slipped from her fingers, shattering on the kitchen floor. The username flashed in her mind. Business Maven 55. Janet had posted on the forum just yesterday about corporate conspiracies. Alex dialed Martinez. Another one. Janet Myers. How'd you know before dash? Check the forum. Username Business Maven 55. She posted about Meridian Corp. Martinez exhaled. Turner, this is getting weird. First Chun, now Myers Dash. Both investigated Meridian. Both disappeared after posting about Suite 713. Her laptop chimed. A new forum post from the mask. The circle grows wider. Who will complete the pattern? Alex grabbed her coat and headed to the precinct. Detective Martinez hunched over case files, dark circles under his eyes. Show me what you got on Myers. She dropped into the chair across from him. Security footage shows her entering her shop at 9 p.m. Never came out. The footage played on his monitor. Janet walked in, carrying files. The timestamp jumped static, then nothing. Camera malfunction? Martinez nodded, just like the others. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hello. Static. Then, Suite 713 holds the answers, but questions have consequences. The line went dead. Back at the newspaper office, her editor Frank called her in. Turner, got a minute? She closed his office door. Headlines about the disappearances covered his wall. This story's getting dangerous. Frank tapped his desk. Chun was working on it before she vanished. Now Myers. I'm close, Frank. The forum, Meridian Corp, Suite 713 dash. That's what Chin said. He slid a folder across his desk. These came for you. Anonymous source. Inside, photos of all the victims entering different buildings. Same timestamp, 11:58 p.m. Someone's watching you, Turner, following your investigation. Her screen lit up with forum notifications to watch her. Myers knew too much. Dark Horse 77. They're picking us off one by one. Shadow Seeker. Who's next? The mask posted. The pieces align. The pattern emerges. Time runs short. I can't stop, Frank. I'm the only one who sees it. That's what worries me. He pointed at Chen's empty desk. Don't make me put up another missing person's photo. Her phone buzzed with text from Martinez. Myers' computer wiped clean. Security cameras dead. No prints, no evidence. Just like the others, the forum exploded with theories. Government conspiracy, corporate cover-up, alien abduction. But Alex saw the pattern. Each victim posted about Meridian. Each visited corporate lane. Each disappeared at midnight. The mask messaged her directly. Getting warmer. The truth burns those who touch it. She spread the case files across her desk. 6 victims. 6 forum members. 6 midnight disappearances. Martinez called. Turner, Myers' office. You need to see this. The office looked ransacked. Papers everywhere. On the wall, scratched into the paint, Suite 713. Found this in her desk. Martinez handed her a USB drive. Her laptop warned. Corrupted file. The screen flickered. Command prompt open. Accessing drive. Warning. Contents monitored viewer identified. Turner. Alex's location traced the webcam light blinked. They're watching, Martinez whispered. Her phone lit up. The mask. Myers found the truth. Now the truth found her. The forum went silent. Users vanished mid-conversation. Profiles disappeared. Frank called again. Turner, step away. This is bigger than we thought. I can't. I'm the only one connecting the dots. That's what they're counting on. Her screen glitched. Through static, words formed. Midnight approaches masks, watch truth waits, choose wisely. The office felt colder. Shadows longer. Every security camera turned toward her desk. Martinez texted. Police database hacked. All files on victims corrupted. The weight of knowledge pressed down. 6 victims. 1 pattern. 0 leads. Only she saw the connections. Only she knew where to look. Her phone buzzed one last time. The mask. The stage is set. The players chosen. The game continues. Alex's apartment walls disappeared beneath printouts, photos, and red string. 3 days without sleep left her eyes burning. But the connections blazed brighter with each passing hour. Her phone buzzed. The mask again. Deeper down the rabbit hole. But are you prepared for Wonderland? She gulped cold coffee, hands shaking as she typed. Show yourself. The game has rules. Break them and join the others. The forum's homepage glitched. Text scrambled, reformed. Suite 713 awaits midnight calls. Truth cost. Martinez's text went unanswered on her phone. Frank's voicemails piled up. Her neighbor's door creaked. Footsteps. A shadow under her door. Alex pressed against the wall, heart pounding. The shadow lingered, then vanished. Her laptop chimed. Trust no one. Walls have ears. Shadows have eyes. She double-checked her locks, drew the curtains. The street below felt different. Every passerby a potential watcher, every car a surveillance post. Her research wall grew. Red strings connected victims, locations, timestamps. All roads led to Meridian Corp, Suite 713. Frank knocked at her door. Turner, open up. She peered through the peephole. Frank stood alone, but his shadow seemed wrong. Too tall, too angular. Just checking on you. Haven't seen you in days. I'm fine. Her voice cracked. Working from home. Let me in. We need to talk. The shadow stretched, distorted. Can't right now. Deadline. Frank's phone lit up. Text message. His expression changed. All right, but be careful, Turner. His footsteps echoed down the hall. Different rhythm than usual. Her screen flickered. Smart girl. Trust your instincts. She hadn't slept in her bed for days. The couch faced the door, laptop ready. Every noise made her jump. The forum activity dropped. Users vanished hourly. Those remaining posted frantically. They're coming for us. The mask controls everything. Don't trust the dash. Account deleted mid-sentence. Martinez called. Turner, what happened to you? Missing persons up to 8 now. Can't talk. Phones tap. What? Turner, you're not making Dash, she hung up. The webcam light blinked despite being unplugged. The mask message. Pieces falling into place. Ready for the next level. Her hands trembled over the keyboard. What do you want? The question is, what do you want? Truth has a price. Every screen in her apartment lit up simultaneously. Security footage played. Janet Myers entering Suite 713. Static. Empty hallway. Her phone buzzed with an address. Midnight Corporate Lane, Suite 713, come alone. The game continues when you're ready. She hadn't showered in days. Empty coffee cups littered her desk. The investigation consumed everything: sleep, appetite, sanity. Her reflection looked wrong. Darker circles, sharper angles. Or was the mirror playing tricks? The street outside felt alive with hidden watchers. Every camera tracked her movements. Every phone could be recording. The mask's words burned in her mind. The truth waits in Suite 713. But whose truth? And at what cost? Her phone lit up one last time. Time to choose, Alex. The stage is set. The game had her. The mask controlled the board. And midnight approached, bringing answers or oblivion. Alex spread 6 manila folders across her kitchen table. Each contained a victim's details, photos, social media profiles, forum posts. Her hands trembled as she matched usernames to faces. Forum Patriot 1776, Michael Chun, software developer. Truthseeker 99, Sarah Williams, librarian. Red Pill Prophet, James Rodriguez, college professor. Watchful Eye, Lisa Martinez, security consultant. Digital Warrior, David Park, IT specialist. Free Mind 23, Rachel Thompson, data analyst. The masked messages to each victim flickered on her screen. Personal details, inside knowledge, things nobody should know. To Michael, how's the view from apartment 4B? Still feeding those pigeons every morning. To Sarah, your daughter's recital was lovely. Blue dress suited her. To James, office hours until 6? Late nights grading papers alone can be dangerous. Her phone rang. Unknown number. Hello, don't use my real name. The voice quivered. Call me Crypto Watch. You're from the forum? Yes. We need to meet. Public place. Crowded. Where? Central Library. Main reading room. 1 hour. The library buzzed with afternoon activity. A woman in a gray hoodie hunched over a corner table, jumping at every sound. Crypto Watch. The woman nodded. Dark circles ringed her eyes. They're watching. Always watching. Tell me about the mask. Started subtle. Comments about our daily routines. Then photos of us at work, home. Private messages with details only family should know. She clutched her coffee cup. The others thought it was a joke until Dash. Until what? The mask knew things from our childhoods. Secrets we never told anyone. Things we tried to forget. Her eyes darted around. They disappeared after receiving personal messages, each one more twisted than the last. Alex's notepad filled with details. What kind of messages? Michael posted about government surveillance. Next day, the mask sent him photos of himself sleeping. Sarah questioned the political conspiracy, received videos of her daughter walking to school. James debated corporate corruption, got emails with recordings of his private phone calls. Why haven't you gone to the police? We tried. Evidence vanishes. Files corrupt. Recordings turn to static. She pulled out her phone. Look what I received yesterday. A video played. Crypto Watch at her desk that morning, filming this exact conversation. That's impossible, Dash. The woman grabbed her bag. They're here. I can feel it. She rushed toward the exit. Wait, how can I dash? Be careful what you post. They're always reading. Alex's phone vibrated. Smart girl, connecting the dots. But do you see the whole picture? she typed. How did you know their secrets? Secrets are my currency. Knowledge is power. Want to know mine? What do you want? To play. To watch you unravel each thread. To see if you're worthy. Of what? The truth. But first a gift. A file downloaded. Security footage of Michael Chin entering his apartment. 3 minutes missing. Empty hallway. Another message. 6 down. How many to go? Keep digging, Alex. The game gets better. Her hands shook as she reviewed her notes. The mask wasn't just watching the victims. They had access to private moments, secure systems, hidden cameras. Getting warmer. Feel the heat. She slammed her laptop shut. The library suddenly felt exposed. Every person a potential watcher. Every camera a hostile eye. Her phone buzzed again. Run home, Alex. Check your mail. A special delivery awaits. The elevator ride to her floor stretched eternally. Her mailbox key stuck. Inside, a single envelope. No return address. Photos spilled out. Alex sleeping. Alex working. Alex meeting sources. All from the past week. Her phone lit up one last time. Now you're in the game. Shall we play? Alex drummed her fingers on her keyboard, scanning the newsroom. Every face a potential suspect. Her eyes settled on Marcus Chen, the tech columnist who'd helped set up the paper's cybersecurity protocols. He sat hunched over his monitor, fingers flying across keys. The forum's coding had professional fingerprints, sophisticated encryption, custom security, things a tech expert would know. She pulled up Marcus's articles from the past year. 3 pieces on data privacy, one about anonymous forums, another covering digital surveillance. Her breath caught. The writing style, clinical, detached, almost taunting, like the mass messages. Need something? Marcus stood behind her. Alex slammed her laptop shut. Just research. On the disappearances, he leaned against her desk. Heard you've been digging deep. Following leads. Found anything interesting? She studied his face. Actually, yes. Want to grab coffee? Could use your tech expertise. The cafe across the street hummed with afternoon traffic. Marcus stirred his Americano. So what's the tech angle? The forum. Alex opened her notes. Custom built. Military-grade encryption. Someone who knows their way around code. Interesting. His expression didn't change. Thinking it's an inside job? The mask knows things. Personal details. Like someone's been watching. Watching how? Security cameras. Phone taps. Private recordings. Sounds sophisticated. Like someone with access to our paper systems. His cup froze halfway to his mouth. You think I'm involved? 6 people are missing, Marcus. The masked messages match your writing style. You've covered similar topics. That's your evidence? He set down his coffee. Writing style and circumstantial connections? You helped design our security. You know how to access private data. I also know your way off base. He pulled out his phone, showed her his screen, checked the timestamps. Every night the mask posted, I was live streaming tech reviews. Hundreds of witnesses. Alex's stomach dropped. The dates matched. But the coding dash basic stuff for any decent programmer. Half the IT department could manage it. He stood. Word of advice? Paranoia makes you see patterns that aren't there. Her phone buzzed as Marcus left. Wrong tree, wrong bark. But I enjoyed watching you climb. She slumped in her chair. The mask had known she'd suspect Marcus. Had led her here. Another message. Journalists always think they're so clever. Following breadcrumbs I scattered just for you. Alex's certainty crumbled. Every lead felt planted. Every connection orchestrated. Her phone lit up again. Time to play smarter, not harder. Look closer to home. She stared at the message. Closer to home. The newsroom thread had seemed so perfect. The truth isn't in your office. It's in your mirror. Alex's hands shook. The mask hadn't just anticipated her moves. They'd choreographed them, led her down false paths to shake her confidence. Her phone chimed one final time. Ready to see the real picture? Check your email. A new perspective awaits. Alex's apartment had transformed into a conspiracy theorist lair. Red strings connected photos on the walls. Newspaper clippings covered every surface. Empty coffee cups formed a cemetery on his desk. His phone rang Mom again. Fourth time today. He let it go to voicemail. Alex, honey, we haven't heard from you in weeks. Dad's worried sick. Please call us. He turned back to his wall. 8 victims now. Their forum usernames and real identities stare back at him. The masked messages plastered between them, each one more cutting than the last. His doorbell rang. Alex, open up. Sarah's voice. His sister. He cracked the door. I'm working. She pushed past him, stopped dead at the sight of his living room. Jesus Christ. It's research. This is insanity. She grabbed a coffee cup, grimaced at the mold inside. When's the last time you cleaned? Or slept? I'm close, Sarah. The mask is playing games, but I'm getting there. You look terrible. She touched his face. Have you eaten today? Not hungry. That's it. I'm calling Dr. Mitchell. My old therapist? I don't need Dash. Look around. This isn't healthy. You're scaring everyone. His phone buzzed. New forum notification. Another one missing. Need to go. Alex, wait Dash. He was already grabbing his coat. Lock up when you leave. Detective Rivera's desk hadn't changed. Same stack of files. Same cold coffee. Same skeptical expression. Turner, we've been through this. 9 victims now. All forum users. The mask knew details about each one. Coincidence doesn't equal causation. Look at the pattern. Alex spread his notes across the desk. Every victim posted something that challenged the mask's views. Within days gone. People go missing for lots of reasons. 9 people, all connected to the same forum. Rivera leaned back. You need to step away from this. Get some perspective. The mask is watching them, planning each move. There's no evidence of stalking or surveillance, because they're good at covering their tracks. Alex's fist hit the desk. Coffee splashed. Mr. Turner. Rivera's voice hardened. Go home. Get some rest. Leave the investigation to us. Alex's phone lit up. They'll never believe you. Not until it's too late. He stormed out of the station. Another message. Poor Alex. All alone with his theories. Maybe you should listen to Sarah. Get some help. His blood froze. The mask knew about Sarah's visit. Had they bugged his apartment? At his local coffee shop, Lisa, his regular barista, frowned at his appearance. Rough day. The usual. Extra shot. Alex, that's your 4th today. Need to stay sharp. His phone buzzed. Sharp enough to spot what's right in front of you? He scanned the shop. Empty except for 2 students and an elderly man. Looking for someone? Lisa set down his coffee. He studied her face. How long had she worked here? She'd always asked about his work. Always remembered his order. How did you know this was my 4th coffee? I keep track of regulars. I've been to 3 different shops today. Her smile faltered. Must have confused you with someone else. Alex's heart pounded. His phone vibrated. Warmer, but still so cold. He grabbed his coffee, backed away from the counter. Lisa watched him leave. Her expression unreadable. At home, Sarah had cleaned. Dishes done. Trash removed. Papers organized. A note on his desk. Called Dr. Mitchell. Tuesday at 2 p.m. Please go. Love you. His phone chimed. Such a caring sister. Shame she doesn't understand. No one does. Except me. Alex ripped down the photos, the strings, the clippings, checked every corner for cameras, behind every frame for microphones. Nothing. Another message. Paranoia looks good on you. Makes you almost as interesting as the others. He called Sarah. I need help. Finally, her voice broke. I'll pick you up tomorrow. Stay at my place tonight. No, just don't give up on me, even when I sound crazy. Never. That's what family's for. His screen lit up. Family, friends, co-workers. Anyone could wear a mask, even those closest to you. Alex stared at his reflection in the dark window. Dark circles under his eyes. Unshaven face. Wild expression. The mask was right. He was falling apart. But they were also watching, waiting, playing their game. And he was the only one who could see it. Alex's laptop chimed. New email. Subject. Getting warmer. From the mask at your apartment has nice morning light. Forby gets the best sunrise view in the building. That plant on your windowsill needs water. By the way, and you should really lock your windows at night. Never know who might drop by. His coffee mug shattered on the floor. He rushed to the window, yanked the curtains shut. His hands trembled as he checked the locks. His phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Silence. Then a click. He grabbed his laptop, checking IP addresses, email headers, anything to trace the mass message. Dead ends. Bounced through servers across 3 continents. A knock at his door made him jump. Turner? It's Mike from 4A. You okay in there? Heard something break. Alex pressed against the door. Fine. Just dropped something. If you need anything, Dash, I said I'm fine. Mike's footsteps retreated. Had he been watching? Reporting back? How long had the mask been surveilling him? He packed a bag. Clothes, laptop, notes. Called an Uber under a fake name. Checked out of his apartment through the back stairs. The Hampton Inn felt safer. Anonymous. Generic. He paid cash. Used a prepaid card. His editor's calls went straight to voicemail. Turner, where the hell are you? Get your ass in here. Now. The newsroom buzzed with its usual energy, but faces turned as he walked in. Whispers followed. Janet Martinez, his editor, stood in her office doorway. Inside. Now. She closed the door. You look like shit. I can explain, Dash, save it. She tossed a folder on her desk. HR complaints. 3 sources saying you harassed them about conspiracy theories. Police called about your erratic behavior at the station. Your sister called, worried sick. The story's real. The mask Dash stopped. Janet rubbed her temples. You're one of my best reporters. Were. But this obsession, it's affecting your work, your health. They're watching me. Sent photos of my apartment. Alex, her voice softened. Listen to yourself. When's the last time you filed a real story? Something not about missing persons or internet trolls. He opened his laptop, showed her the email. Could be anyone. A prank. Someone who knows you're investigating. 9 people are missing, and the police are handling it. She straightened. Here's the deal. Take 2 weeks. Paid leave. See a therapist. Come back with a clear head and real stories. Or don't come back at all. You're killing the story. I'm trying to save your career. And maybe your sanity. His phone buzzed. Tick-tock. Career or crusade. Choose wisely. He looked up. Janet was typing on her computer. How? That message just came in. Did you dash? What message? He showed her his phone. Nothing there. The text had vanished. Back at the hotel, he triple-checked the locks. Placed a chair under the doorknob. Laptop camera covered with tape. His phone lit up with messages, Sarah. Where are you? Mom's freaking out. Mom, please call us baby. Janet, think about what I said. Unknown. Running won't help. Ask the others. He turned off his phone, opened his laptop. Forums quiet. No new posts from the mask. A knock at his door. Housekeeping. No service needed. Footsteps. Then silence. He peered through the peephole. Empty hallway. His laptop chimed. New email. Hampton in Sutiu. Room 312. But you forgot to check under the bed. Alex dropped to the floor, heart pounding. Nothing under the bed except dust. Another email. Made you look. He slammed the laptop shut, grabbed his bag. Had to move. Find somewhere else. The lobby camera tracked his movement. The desk clerk watched too intently. A man in a business suit typed on his phone as Alex passed. Outside, traffic cameras on every corner. Security systems in every store. Eyes everywhere. His phone powered up. Nowhere to hide, Alex. But keep running. It's entertaining. He deleted his email account, bought a new phone, changed hotels. But the mask always knew, always watched, always one step ahead. And tomorrow, he had to decide, his career or the truth. The choice felt hollow. The mask had already decided for him. Alex hunched over his laptop in the dimly lit hotel room, fingers hovering over the keyboard. The forum's familiar interface glowed back at him. New account. TruthSeeker 23 password. He crafted his persona, a passionate political activist, vocal about government corruption. Perfect bait for the masked pattern. His first post at the forum, new here, looking for like-minded individuals who see through the lies. Anyone want to discuss the latest defense contract scandal? The responses trickled in. Standard conspiracy theorists. Then, welcome, TruthSeeker, brave to join now, given recent events. Username. The masked Alex's pulse quickened. He typed back, what events? People disappearing. But you knew that. Why else create an account today? Private message notification blinked. The mask. Let's skip the dance. You want answers? Tomorrow, 8 p.m., Riverside Park by the old carousel. Alex typed, how do I know you're real? Check your hotel room door. A knock echoed through the room. Alex froze. Another knock. He crept to the door, peered through the peephole. An envelope lay on the floor. Inside, a photo of him typing at that exact moment, taken through his hotel window. The mask. Now you know. Tomorrow. Come alone. Alex spent the night preparing. Borrowed a wire from an old contact at the station. Set up a live stream backup to a private server. Called in an anonymous tip to police about suspicious activity near the carousel, ensuring they'd be nearby. The park stretched empty under streetlights. Wind rustled through bare trees. The carousel's faded horses cast long shadows. 8:05 p.m. Footsteps crunched on gravel behind him. Hands where I can see them. Detective Morrison's voice cut through the dark. Flashlights blinded Alex. What dash? On your knees. Now. Alex dropped. Cold handcuffs bit his wrist. Alexander Turner, you're under arrest for the kidnapping and suspected murder of 9 individuals. This is insane. I'm investigating Dash. We found evidence in your storage unit. Morrison yanked him up. Photos of victims, personal belongings, detailed plans, the mask. What storage unit? I don't Dash. Unit 23B. Rented under your name 6 months ago. Payment traced to your account. They dragged him to the cruiser. His phone buzzed in the evidence bag. Thanks for playing, Alex. But the game was rigged from the start. At the station, they showed him everything. Photos of victims in his handwriting. Forum posts traced to his IP. Bank statements showing payments to the storage facility. This is impossible. Alex's voice cracked. The mask planted this. Check the security footage Dash. Already did. Morrison slapped down screenshots. You, entering the unit multiple times. Last visit, yesterday. The photos showed someone in a dark coat, Alex's build, his walk. Face always turned away from cameras. His laptop revealed more. Hidden folders, encrypted files with victims' information, forum conversations where he posed as the mask, taunting himself. Split personality, the department psychologist noted. Created an online persona to play cat and mouse with himself. His phone kept buzzing. Your story ends here, but mine? Just beginning. They took him to booking. Fingerprints, mug shot, orange jumpsuit. The evidence mounted. Perfect, too perfect. Through his cell window, a security camera turned. Its red light blinked. The mask was still watching, still winning. And Alex finally understood. He'd never been the hunter. He'd always been the prey. The interrogation room's fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Alex's wrists chafed against the handcuffs, securing him to the metal table. Detective Morrison spread photos across the surface. Victims' faces stared up at Alex. Walk me through your relationship with Sarah Chun. Morrison tapped the first photo. I interviewed her family 2 weeks ago. That's all. Before or after you took her? I didn't take anyone. I'm investigating these disappearances. Morrison pulled out a notebook. Your handwriting? Pages filled with detailed observations about Sarah. Her schedule, her route to work, her forum username. That's not mine. Alex leaned forward. Someone planted this. Like they planted the storage unit, key we found in your apartment, the victim's belongings in your car trunk. Check the security footage from my building. I was home when Sarah disappeared. We did. Morrison played a video on his phone. The timestamp matched Sarah's disappearance. The footage showed Alex entering the building's parking garage, driving out 20 minutes later. That's impossible. I was asleep. Your cell phone GPS confirms your car's movements. A knock at the door. Another detective entered with a laptop, found something else. She turned the screen toward Morrison. Hidden partition on his work computer. Look at the dates. Morrison scrolled through files. Forum posts from the mask account, all originating from your IP address turner. Someone hacked my network. For 6 months, while spoofing your location data, creating elaborate false identities, planning each disappearance. Morrison shook his head. The evidence says you created the mask persona to taunt yourself. Classic dissociative behavior. This is insane. Call my editor. She'll verify I've been investigating Dash. We did. She said you've been obsessed, erratic, showing signs of paranoia. The female detective placed a small evidence bag on the table. A white mask streaked with dirt. Found this in your storage unit. Lab matched soil samples to the park where Jennifer Mills was last seen. Alex stared at the mask. His head spun. I want a lawyer. Sure. Morrison gathered the photos, but the DA's already building a case. 9 counts of kidnapping, potential homicide charges when we find the bodies. They left Alex alone. Minutes stretched. The room's ancient TV flickered to life. Static resolved into text. Having fun yet, Alex? Don't worry. I'll take good care of your reputation while you're away. Maybe write a few more articles under your name. Keep the story going. The screen went dark. A guard brought Alex's personal effects bag. His phone displayed one new message. You wanted the truth, but you never saw the bigger picture. Every move you made, every lead you followed, every theory you built. I orchestrated it all. You're not the hero of this story, Alex. You're just another piece on my board. The evidence mounted by the hour. Security footage, bank records, digital footprints. A perfect frame job. Too perfect, but he couldn't prove it. The mask had thought of everything. Morrison returned with a stack of papers. DA's offering a deal. Reveal the victims' locations. Plead guilty to reduce charges. I don't know where they are. More games. Morrison sighed. Fine. Enjoy your cell while we keep digging. Maybe we'll find something you forgot to hide. Alex's phone buzzed again in the evidence bag. Miss me yet? Don't worry. I'll give them a new victim soon. Someone else asking too many questions. The show must go on. The guard led Alex to his cell. Each step echoed with finality. The mask had won, and Alex could only watch as his life unraveled, thread by carefully planned thread. From his cell, Alex convinced the guards to let him make one more call. His fingers trembled as he dialed a number he'd memorized weeks ago. Hello. The voice was barely a whisper. Marcus, it's Alex Turner. A sharp intake of breath. They said on the news you're Dash. I need your help. You're the only other person who understands what's happening. Silence stretched across the line. Marcus, how do I know it's really you? That you're not Dash? When I interviewed you, you showed me the scar on your arm. You said the mask gave it to you the night you escaped. Jesus. Marcus's voice cracked. They really got you, didn't they? Listen carefully. I need you to check something for me. Go to the forum. Look at the mask's first post. What timestamp does it show? Keys clicked in the background. 3:47 a.m., March 12th. Alex pressed his forehead against the cold concrete wall. That's what I thought. I was covering a warehouse fire that night. The whole newsroom was there. What are you saying? The mask had to know my schedule. Had to know when I'd be distracted. They've been playing me from the start. More typing. There's something else. The mask's writing style. It reminds me of someone. Who? Your articles. Not the recent ones, but your old pieces from before the disappearances. The same rhythm, the same word choices. Alex's stomach lurched. Someone's been studying my writing. Or someone who edits your work. The realization hit like ice water. The copy desk. They see everything before it goes to print. What about your editor? The one who warned you to be careful. Sarah. Alex slid down the wall. She's been at the paper longer than anyone. Has access to everything: personnel files, schedules, the network. Check your old articles. The ones about the victims before they disappeared. Alex closed his eyes, remembering. Each story had mistakes in the final print. Name spelled wrong, date switched. I blame the copy desk, but Sarah handles final proofs. Hidden messages? Signs, marking the next targets. Alex's hand shook. She knew I'd investigate. Knew I'd find the forum. Every move. The perfect puppet. Marcus's voice hardened. She used your reputation to make the story bigger. And when I got too close, Dash, she framed you. Turned you into the next headline. A guard tapped the glass. 2 minutes left. Marcus, I need you to Dash. Already on it. Downloading Sarah's old articles. Cross-referencing writing patterns. Building a timeline. Be careful. If she realizes Dash, I know. I've got a secure connection. And Alex, the night I escaped, there was perfume. Expensive. Like Dash, Jasmine. Alex's throat tightened. Sarah wears it every day. I'll get this to your lawyer. Just hold on. The line went dead. Alex returned to his cell. Hours passed like molasses. His lawyer arrived the next morning, carrying a thick folder. Marcus sent this. It's compelling. The writing analysis alone. Enough to clear me. Enough to investigate Sarah Mitchell. The DA's reviewing it now. Alex stared at the ceiling. She was my mentor. Taught me everything about investigative journalism, including how to build a story. The lawyer spread papers across the small table. Look at this. Every major crime piece she's written. Similar patterns. Mysterious perpetrators. Rising body counts. Last-minute arrests. Other frames. 3 cases in other cities. All cleared years later. She moved on before anyone connected the dots. Alex remembered Sarah's words from his first day. A good story needs a villain, Alex. Someone the readers can hate. She built her career on manufacturing those villains. And now she had her biggest story yet. The rising star reporter, driven mad by his investigation, revealed as the killer he hunted. It would win awards, and Sarah would move on, leaving Alex to rot while she found her next stage, her next puppet, her next villain. Through his lawyer's persistence and Marcus's evidence, Alex secured temporary release. His first stop, the newsroom. The familiar glass doors felt foreign now, heavy with betrayal as he pushed through them. Sarah's office glowed at the end of the hall. His footsteps echoed across empty desks. 9 p.m., just as Marcus had confirmed from her schedule. I wondered when you'd figure it out. Sarah didn't look up from her computer, though I expected it sooner. You're slipping, Alex. Why? Have a seat. She gestured to the chair across her desk. You look terrible. 8 people are dead. Missing. She smiled, still typing. There's a difference. Always be precise with language. I taught you that. Alex remained standing. Was any of it real? The mentoring, the guidance dash, all real. Sarah finally met his gaze. I chose you because you had potential, raw talent, the drive to chase a story no matter the cost. You made me the story. I made you immortal. She closed her laptop. Think about it. Your name will be in journalism textbooks. The ambitious reporter who lost himself in his own investigation. They'll know the truth. Marcus is proof dash. Marcus? She laughed. The paranoid survivor? The one with a history of mental illness? Who'll believe him? The writing analysis dash. Shows I edited your work. That's my job, Alex. Everything else is circumstantial. The perfume. The night Marcus escaped dash. Jasmine's a popular scent. Sarah stood, smoothing her blazer. And speaking of Marcus, how is he? Still analyzing those forum posts. Alex's blood froze. How did you dash? I know everything, Alex. Every call, every move. Did you really think prison phones are monitored? She circled the desk. Poor Marcus. Such a helpful friend. Shame about the accident he's about to have. If you touch him, dash, you'll what? Write about it. She perched on the desk edge. Face it, Alex. You're finished. Even if you walk free, who'll trust your byline? Who'll believe your sources? The families deserve answers. The families have their story. A young reporter, driven mad by ambition, targeting forum users for attention. She shrugged. It's neater that way. Cleaner. Like your other stories. The ones before you came here. Something flickered in her eyes. You've been digging. 3 cities. 3 frames. How many deaths? Alleged deaths. She straightened. And those cases were sealed. Not anymore. Marcus found dash. Sarah moved faster than Alex expected. Her hand shot to her desk drawer. Alex lunged, but she already had the syringe. You disappoint me. She stepped back, blocking the door. I thought you'd understand. The power of narrative. The beauty of crafting the perfect story. You're insane. I'm an artist. These people, these victims, they were nothing. Background characters. I gave them meaning, made them part of something bigger. Where are they? Safe, preserved, each one a chapter in my masterpiece. She gestured with the syringe. And you, Alex, you're my finest work. The tragic hero, fallen from grace. Alex's eyes darted to the window, 3 stories up. Don't. Sarah's voice hardened. You'll only make it Messier. Someone will find them. Maybe. Eventually. But you won't be here to see it. She stepped forward. The grieving families will have closure. The police will close their files. And I'll move on, leaving behind another perfect story. A noise in the hallway made her turn. Alex charged. They crashed into the desk. The syringe skittered across the floor. Sarah's nails raked his face. Her other hand found his throat. I made you. She squeezed. Everything you are, Everything you achieved, Dash. Alex's fingers found the laptop. He swung. Sarah rolled away. Blood trickled from her temple. She laughed high and sharp. You think this changes anything? You have no proof, no evidence, just the ramblings of a disgraced reporter and a mentally unstable witness. Blue lights flashed outside, right on schedule. Sarah straightened her clothes. I called them the moment you entered the building, breaking and entering, assaulting your editor. TSK. They'll search your house. Your properties, Dash. They already have. Amazing what a thorough job they do when properly motivated. She touched her bleeding temple. Self-defense, by the way, when the disturbed suspect attacked me in my office. Footsteps thundered up the stairs. Sarah's smile turned pitying. Goodbye, Alex. You were my favorite story. She screamed as the police burst in. Help! He's crazy. He tried to kill me. Officers swarmed the office. Alex felt cuffs close around his wrists. Sarah met his eyes one last time as they led him away. She mouthed 2 words. The end. The evidence vanished. Marcus's files corrupted. The writing analysis discredited. Sarah Mitchell took a leave of absence for trauma recovery. And Alex Turner sat in his cell, surrounded by blank walls and the echoes of a story he couldn't prove. After 6 months of legal battles, the charges against Alex dropped. Lack of evidence, his lawyer said, or someone pulling strings. Alex couldn't shake that thought. The drive home felt surreal. His apartment building loomed ahead, unchanged while his world had imploded. The same cracked steps, the same flickering hallway lights, the same key that stuck in the lock. Inside, dust coated everything. Mail cascaded from the slot, Bill's junk magazines. And there, on his coffee table, something new. A brown package. No return address. Alex's hands trembled as he picked it up. Too light for a bomb. Too small for anything mechanical. The paper crinkled as he unwrapped it. Inside, a mask. Porcelain white, with delicate black swirls around the eyes. Like Sarah's, but different. Newer, pristine. A note fluttered to the floor. 3 words in familiar handwriting. Your turn to play. Alex stood frozen, the mask cold in his hands. Through his window, lights flickered in apartments across the street. Behind any of them, Sarah could be watching, planning, waiting. The mask stared back at him, its empty eyes promising secrets he wasn't sure he wanted to know.